Hi guys, welcome back to Casually Crafted. My name is Ashley and this is Crafty Chat number 80. This video is going to look a little bit different. I'm in my bedroom instead of my craft room, and I don't have my ring light or anything with me. Anyway, I've been putting off this video for like days and days just because I've had a lot going on, and I'm already behind because yeah. Anyway, so this is just going to be a quick update on what I've been working on, because like right after the last video, I my daughter's school said that they were going to do their, oh my goodness, I can't even speak. They were going to do their new annual spring vendor fair or whatever. It's like a fundraiser for the school. So last year was the first year they did it, and I did it, and my mom came with me and she sold some of her paintings that she's done. So I decided to sign up for that again. So I have not worked on anything except for stuff for that at this point. So I haven't finished showing you guys the baby blankets I was working on, even though they're basically done besides ends. And I didn't work on the hat that I showed you guys, the unfinished hat. So the last I talked about items to make was going to be chickens. So I will show you those first. First, I tried this pattern that I found on Pinterest called the jelly bean chicken, and I made one with parfait chunky and one with Bernat blanket yarn. So here are those. Not a huge fan of their little frill thingies. I'm not sure if I did it exactly right, but and then it's technically no sew. You make the wings first and you crochet them in as you go, and I think I needed to adjust the stitch placement because both of these look a little off, like they need to be twisted around a little more. But so I only made these two. I didn't love working this pattern as much. I don't like when I have to attach, even though you don't sew it in, like you crochet it in, but it didn't line up well, and I don't know. I didn't make any of those. If I made more chickens besides these next ones I'm gonna show you, it would be like the birds that I showed you guys last time. I didn't end up making any of those because I got on this maple chicken kick and worked on a bunch of those. So that's what I'll show you next here. So I made a bunch out of Bernat blanket yarn, so I'll show you those first. They're the like big fat ones. So there's these. Sometimes I feel like the eyeballs are slightly crooked and I don't know. So I don't have like anywhere to put stuff. And these two. And then one more. This one. Not sure. Okay. And then these two are Premier Chenille Basics or something like that. So there's those two. And then the next ones I made are out of like a few out of homespun, held together with another yarn, some with this furry yarn from the dollar store, and then and then one that's just some other mystery. It's not mystery, I think it was from Hirschner's, but just another like random textured yarn that I think I don't know, I maybe held it together with another yarn. I don't know, I might have just done it by itself. So these are smaller and they're less fluffy, besides the fuzzy ones. There's that. So I like having the two different sizes, the big Bernat ones and then the littler ones. Let me grab the rest. Okay, so here's a homespun. Here's a homespun. I just dropped them for the other ones. Hold on. Here is another homespun. And then this one is like homespun, but it's a different line brand. I'm not sure. I almost feel like all of their mouths are slightly crooked when I do when I turn them. I'm like, are they centered? I don't know. Oh well. I made them like assembly style, So I made all the bodies, and then I stuffed them and sewed them and all the stuff. So they, if I did it wrong to one, I pretty much did it wrong to all of them because I wasn't making like one at a time to see how I needed to fix it. I made these in the past for last year's craft fair, and they didn't sell great at the spring one, but I sold out of whatever was left when I did the one in the fall, so I figured having a bunch on hand isn't a bad idea. So from there, I decided to make some leggy bunnies, so let me go grab those real quick. Okay, so this is the leggy bunny pattern by Joe from Joe's Web, and this first one I made will be like the item that I donate for them to auction off. They do like a little raffle for items. So it's the same color as what I've made before, but I didn't crochet the eyes this time. I'd used safety eyes. So this is Lion Brand Cover Story. It's one that I've had for a long time, and I've used it for a lot of things. So he's a little bit bigger because the cover story is a little bit fatter than Bernat blanket yarn. So then these two were Bernat blanket yarn. So there's those ones. This one was a tie-dye-ish, so he's got like a white butt. And this was just a regular one. And then this other one is Sweet Snuggles Light, I believe, from Michael's. And I think I accidentally, I was making these at the same time, so I did all their like heads, and I added all their eyes, and then I continued on to make their bodies. But I think I was using a smaller hook on this one for the head, and then I went up a hook size or two on the body. So he's a lot fatter in the body down by his legs than these guys. So, whoops. Hopefully, I mean, who knows if somebody will want them or not, but maybe they like big bottom bunnies. So that's all I did for those. And then I wanted to make these jellyfish. It's a pattern, I believe, from All From Jade. It's a purchase pattern. Technically, this pattern is one, it's made out of acrylic yarn, so it's not like all these fuzzy yarns. But anyway, it's one that has like a hole or like a space in the belly of the jellyfish that you can make little babies for. But she does have a modification to just make it flat. And so I chose to do the modifications because I didn't want to make little babies to go with. So the first one I made is this one. I still have an end to weave in on all these. So this is Red Heart Super Saver Stripes. I don't remember which color. And then, so I've been making these assembly style too. So I have two more that aren't done. I have the last few steps to do, but this is Retro Stripe. This one started with the pinky orange color and then went pink and then went back to the pink orange color. So there's not any, there's like only a little bit of the blue in the tentacles. And then I just finished today this one, and I didn't add eyelashes on this one because I thought it was more of a boy color. It's a mystery. It's like thrift store yarn. I don't know what it is, but I thought it was interesting, and maybe someone will like it. Some of these tentacles don't like always twist super well, so I kind of, oops, it was this one. So sometimes I have to like go back in and like twist it up a little better. I don't know, maybe it was my tension, not sure. So I have two more that I'm working on that are almost done. Ooh, I almost pulled a stitch out. So this one will be this Red Heart Grape Fizz. It's got like all the purples and a little bit of pink and blue in there. And here's the tentacles for that. And so even though these are the same amount of stitches around this and this tiny thing, this little circle here, it's really tight and like it takes forever to like get it all the way connected. So it's a slow process, but you like stuff it as you go, and then you make the little frill part. And then this other one is Big Twist Value, and it is the color something pink ombre, and it is actually a little bit smaller than the other ones. So let me show you. I mean, it's not like super obvious, but I did the eyes a little smaller because it is smaller than, I don't know. So I use the same hook size, a 3.5mm hook for the whole thing. You use a 4mm for the tentacles. But yeah, so then here are the tentacles for this one. And yeah, so those are almost done. And I don't remember if I mentioned earlier, but we're going out of town tomorrow for a spring break, and my mom is here. She had to go to Utah, so she drove through the rest of the way here today, and then we're gonna kind of caravan it back to her house. So she's downstairs sleeping in the room next to the guest room, which is why I'm not down there. And so this video might look a little different because I'm not gonna go edit it on my computer. I'm gonna see if I can upload it just from my phone, and yeah, I think that's everything. So the craft fair is on the 29th, and so that means I'm bringing a whole bunch of yarn and stuffing and eyeballs and my hooks and stuff I still need to pack, but I gotta get a lot more done because yeah, I stopped doing the spinny wheel thing because I just went into like panic mode and decided, okay, what things do I actually want to get done? The main thing I want to work on while I'm there is like little ocean animals. Last year I had a bunch of like glass bowls with little rocks in them, and then they had like a bunch of ocean animals that fit in them, and they could choose to just buy the animal by itself, or they could choose to buy the animal with a bowl that you could put it in to have a little pet fish. Or I had fish and octos and turtles and crabs and sharks and whales, I think. And then I had a stingray, but they were a little big for the bowls that I had. And then I might do some axolotls because I came across another pattern of a little one that should fit in those same bowls. So I do have some bowls left over from last year and found a few at the thrift store. And so depending on how many I make, how many of the animals I make, I want to make maybe 3 of each type of animal. Last year I had 5, but I'm running out of time. So, because then the week after spring break is that week leading up to the craft fair, and I have other things going on that week too. So I want to kind of leave that week open for pricing and labeling all these things that I have made, deciding how I'm going to organize the craft fair, and my mom's coming again too, so we'll need to discuss like how we want to set up tables and where she's going to put her artwork and what stuff I'm bringing and all of that prep that goes into craft fair stuff. So I'm going to work on making stuff while I'm there, hopefully while I'm at her house, and then when we get home, you know, still make stuff a little bit here and there. I've mostly worked on towels in the car when I'm picking up my kids, so I've probably got, I don't know, 6, probably just like 6 towels done. So I'd like to get more of those done too, because those are usually pretty good sellers. So we'll see. Anyway, that's all for now. It's kind of short and sweet, and I'm not doing any editing, so sorry for all the dropping stuff and reaching for stuff. And yeah, we're just going with it. I didn't even put makeup on for you today, so sorry about that. But yeah, so I will talk to you guys next time. Bye guys.